Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week we have a brand new event for Idle Heroes and a brand new hero, Holmes Young, who looks absolutely incredible. Holmes Young offers so many cool abilities, and we're going to be talking about him today, as well as taking a look at the new event. And there's a lot of interesting rewards this week, but I'm not quite sure whether I personally think they're worth it, so we'll be weighing them up as well. Also, I wanted to let you know that now I'm back from my holiday, we've got a massive new event happening next week. Starting on Tuesday, March 1st, I will be doing a subathon. So tune in at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP at 6 p.m. GMT to catch that. Every time someone subscribes to the Twitch channel, we will add 5 minutes to the timer, which means we could potentially be streaming for days and days on end. If you want to catch that, if you want to see all the madness, please do tune in. I'll be sleeping on stream, eating on stream, doing things we don't normally do, and it gives you guys an opportunity to see into my life and see what I get up to. As well, if you want a different way to support the channel, why not consider backing me on Patreon? You can find a link for that up there in the top corner of the screen, and it's a way that you can help support the content I make here. Big shout outs go to Milan, Mr. Davakic, and Atazuo. I probably butchered your names, but thank you so much for your support, and thank you for being new patrons that have backed in the last couple of weeks. So thank you so much for your support. If you want to be like them, as I said, I'll put a link up there in the corner. Anyway, folks, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So this week is a heroic summons event. So every day for logging in, we're going to get 3 heroic summon scrolls, which we can use to help get rewards this week. Or you can save them for future heroic summons events because you don't actually have to use them now. In addition, we have the Palace of Eternity and Palace of Crystal, which is a way to accumulate these crystals if you haven't already. You can also save them for future ones, and you can go ahead and use them to swap for new heroes, whether it's this week or in the future. So currently, you can go ahead and swap Siahu, Annabelle, Eos. You can swap Saja, or you can swap Natasha, and you can swap them for the new hero, which is a pretty cool thing to do because this new hero looks really fun. If you want to know more about him, I'll be talking about him a little later on. If you want to know how to get these crystals, every time you do 400 heroic summons, you will get yourself 5 of them, unless of course you go to the value packages, buy the $100 package, and unlock a palace key. That palace key will unlock one of the zones down here, so you need to buy a new package for each zone, but each time you spend, you will get yourself 15 additional eternal crystals, assuming you've done the pre-required number of summons. So that's how that works, and hopefully makes a bit of sense. If you want to know how much it costs to switch to a hero, it costs 10 eternal crystals. So if you have an E5 Siahu, for example, and you wanted to swap him to the new hero, that's something you can do. Although I would recommend you go with someone probably like Natasha or Saja, because Siahu is definitely worth keeping. Anyway, let's look at some of the other stuff. We have the Holiday Joy package, so basically, for 20 bucks, you can get some gems, 50 heroic summon scrolls, 5 soul symbols, so maybe that's good, maybe that isn't. It is the cheapest we've seen soul symbols for, outside of them being free from rewards. But honestly, 20 bucks isn't that appealing for this kind of package. It really matters about what this in-privilege thing is to see whether it's worth it. In addition, $50 is going to get you 10,000 gems, that's nice, 10 cores of Transcendence, okay, not too bad, and 500,000 toolboxes, okay, that's pretty useful. And as well, we get a Glory Epic Hero Selection chest, which can be used for any hero in the game, including the new guy, Holmes Young. So 50 bucks for a copy of Holmes Young sounds kind of good, and that's also going to get you a holiday privilege as well, which we'll explain now. So basically, every time you do 100 summons, you're going to get yourself additional rewards. If you bought the in privilege, you'll get 10 additional heroic summon scrolls, you get a core of Transcendence, and you get 5 glorious relics. So it's a nice way to accumulate those rewards. However, it's every time you do 100 summons. So there's a catch. For you to get the most value out of that, you need to be spending your scrolls. And unfortunately, not a lot of people have scrolls left because we just had Christmas and Chinese New Year. Before that, we had Black Friday. Before that, we had Halloween. Not a lot of people have many scrolls left. Unless, of course, you've been spending during those events and trying to keep your scroll supplies up. As well, Anniversary is in 4 months' time, and I know a lot of players, especially free-to-play players, will want to start saving for that because the rewards will potentially be fantastic. And it's important to note that you are not getting an artifact from this, and you are not getting anything to upgrade star spawns. 2 things which are really, really important. And you might say, ooh, what about the holiday privilege stuff? Do I go for this? Well, you have to spend money to get all that. So free-to-play players, should you use your scrolls? No. You shouldn't. You should be saving for events that give you artifacts for free. This is only really for spenders, and it's a way of baiting them out of their scrolls so that in future events they don't have any. If you're a spender and you're prepared to fall for that, go ahead. But in my personal opinion, I am not using scrolls this event. The only reason I could suggest you using scrolls is to pick up the new hero, because the new hero is very, very strong. But if you're patient, you will be able to get copies of the new hero from cores openings, from chests that they'll be releasing in the future. You'll even be able to pick him up just from profit orbs because he's a fortress hero. You can get him from replacements too. So honestly, he's not going to be that difficult to pick up. He's just a normal fortress hero. You will find, though, that potentially we're going to need lots of copies of him because he's going to be very, very good in the Seal Land. And since DH Games just released Seal Land 30, it might be very important to have copies of him. As well, he's transcendable. So you might want to get the Transcendence version of him, as well as mini versions of him too that are just E5, and that's going to require lots and lots and lots of copies. So that could potentially be a reason to use your scrolls, but outside of that, I don't think there is actually a reason to, because even though these rewards are tempting, you have to buy them in the first place, and there isn't really that much of an incentive to, in my opinion, because I don't need soul symbols. I got tons of them, and gems are nice, but 10 cores of Transcendence? I guess I can see the appeal here, right? You're getting 10 cores, you're getting 500,000 toolboxes, and you're getting this chest. It's all nice stuff, but I am going to kind of feel like I'm missing out. That said, though, Master's Toolboxes, fine wood, hard rock, that's all good stuff to pick up. So it's not bad rewards, it's just that for a lot of people, they will probably skip this and save their money for future things. And that's fine too, because honestly, I don't imagine many people are going to be using their scrolls for this event. There's the hero lottery, which means every time you get a copy of the new guy, you're going to get yourself 4-star armor. That's fine. We've got summon prizes, which means basically this is how you're going to get copies of the new guy. So 50 summons are going to get you profit orbs, and it's going to get you heroic summon scrolls. 100, same thing. 200 is going to throw in a copy of Starlight as well. 300 is going to get you soul symbols. So why on earth would you buy them? Like, you get them for free. You're not going to need more than that many, right? It's 5, right? It's fine. You're also getting a core of Transcendence. 400 is going to get you a copy of the new guy. As I said, we'll look at him in a second. And 500 is going to get you glorious relics and cores. So I see the appeal, right? If you do 2,000 summons, you're going to get like 8 or 9 copies of the new guy. That's pretty good. Combine that with the chest, you can pick up lots and lots and lots of copies. With crystals as well, you'll be able to pick up more copies from the Palace of Eternity. So if you're a heavy spender that's in late game and you want lots of copies of this guy, there are ways to do it, but it does cost. Finally, there's the Hero Exchange event, which is offering ticks and Morax for 4,500 altar stones each. Now, that's a really modest price. I think 4,500 is pretty cheap, which reflects the fact that Morax and ticks aren't as good as they used to be, or in Morax's case, ever were. So that's fine. Ticks is a good hero to pick up. Morax is okay, so it's not terrible. The price is reasonable. I think DH Games have done a good job here. Very nice. And finally, of course, there's the Transcendence Preview, which is confirming to us that this new hero is going to be transcended. Let me know in the comments section what you think about DH Games doing that, saying, hey, look, we've just released a new hero. We're going to transcend them, by the way. They did that with Eos. They're doing that with this guy, too. I think the reason they're doing it is because they need a reason to sell new heroes, and they're struggling. Because look at the meta right now. Most good teams have at least 3 or 4 Transcendence heroes in, and a lot of the time when they're running non-Transcendence heroes, it's heroes that buff, such as Seahu or Rogan, or maybe they debuff opponents like Drake, or maybe it's the CC there like Sherlock, things like that. So you really do need heroes to be able to CC opponents or offer support for your team to be viable, or they need to just be good tenants. And it kind of seems weird to go ahead and build new heroes as tenants, because that kind of ruins the whole point of releasing them in the first place, just for them to sit there as a hero in a house. Not that good. So they actually need to have good skills. Now, DH Games' one solution would be to power creep out Transcendence heroes, which is just stupid. There's no reason to do that. Or it's to make them transcendent after they come out. That's kind of smart. It's a good way to sell new heroes. So if you find that annoying and irritating because, oh, how am I supposed to get copies of new heroes? Well, that's kind of the point. They want to make heroes that are difficult to get Transcendence heroes, because then they'll sell them to you easier when they're available, because they're difficult to get. Supply and demand. Yes, it's frustrating, but it kind of makes sense from a business model. Will it make people quit the game? I don't think so. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Before we go ahead and take a look at the new guy, let's look at next week's event. It's very standard. It's just Imp's Adventure. Really nice. Roll dice, get rewards. And then there's going to be Shelter Mission. And this is a really, really good Shelter Mission. We've got Fiona, we've got Ithaca, we've got Rogan, Waldeck. We've got Aspen as well, which is nice if you were building him. And Tara, which honestly you can just ignore. It's very rare they're going to put good light heroes in here. So yeah, really like it. Great selection of heroes. Fiona is a fantastic tenant for Sword Flash and is going to help you in the Seal Land. You've got Ithaca, really good all-round shadow hero. We've got Rogan, one of the best heroes in the game, and we have Waldeck, just a really solid Abyss hero that can do Seal and 20, and as well as a nice support and tenant for Ignis. Really solid picks. I like it. So yeah, happy with that one. Now let's go take a look at the new guys. So, big things we need to know about this hero. First of all, I really like his art when it's like this. I hate it when he drinks the steroid potion and becomes just a Giga Chad. I don't like it. I think it looked really cool in his original art form, and then the fact that these silhouettes of women come up and they're like, oh my god, you're so strong, wow. I think it's just kind of stupid. It's saying, basically, drink loads of steroids, become super hench, and girls will fall in love with you. No, it's stupid. There's a completely dumb narrative here, and I actually think he's more attractive, more approachable, and seems like a way better looking character, in my opinion, when he hasn't drank the stupid steroid potion, right? So, don't present the messages that drinking steroids and getting hench is a good thing. No, I think he looks well cool here. So I think it's a bit of a shame. I think they're really kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Anyway, let's actually look at what he does. So, passive skills. He gains HP, damage reduction, control immunity, attack, and speed. Really nice, versatile, tanky build. Gives me the impression that we want to build this guy to stay alive and just deal lots of damage and debuffs and consistent effects, and that's exactly how you should be thinking about him. You probably want him on a tanky team, tankily built, probably with Seer Who's, and that's going to work really nicely. You might actually build him with Rogan as well, because Rogan does have attack buffs, and you could lean towards more of a crit build, but unfortunately Holmes Young doesn't have any crit built in. That said, when he's transcended, you can of course just give him crit anyway from his imprints, and that's going to be fine. Moving forwards, we have Testing Potion, and this is basically a basic attack that targets 2 random enemies, dealing 340% of attack damage. That scales up higher as well, so that actually gets to a point where it's dealing 400% of attack damage, and it also poisons them, dealing an additional 500% of attack damage for 3 rounds. In the meantime, he's going to gain 1 bottle of Poison Potion and a Shape-Shifting Potion as well. Those potions are important, and I'll explain how they work in a second. Moving to his final passive, though, it's very cool. Whenever an ally releases a basic attack, he's going to poison your opponents even more, dealing 500% of attack damage for 3 rounds. So he's like Garuda in the sense that when you attack, he's able to do more stuff. And that's what makes Garuda often really, really strong, is that actually when you attack, Garuda does something. This hero is built very similarly, in that when you attack, he's going to deal more damage with poison. Gets even better, though, if it's an active skill, because it's going to be against 3 random enemies, which is really, really nice. So then 3 opponents that get hit every time you attack. You know how, like, when Queen is hit, and she does all the attack back with the Queen's Guard? This is just another thing where it's just consistent, passive damage, which works really, really nicely, and that's going to make him a really strong hero that's dealing a lot of annoying chip damage at your opponent. Very good damage dealer for that reason. Also, not a lot of people run damage over time purifying PvP, so we could see this being a really interesting thing that disrupts the PvP meta. And additionally, this guy can CC, which we'll take a look at in a second, so people aren't going to move away from Control Purify, so I like that, it's good. Anyway, additionally, whenever an ally releases a basic attack or an active skill, he's going to Blend. And Blend is basically an ability where he gives himself a 25% chance to grab a Poison Potion and a 25% chance to get a Shape-Shifting Potion. Now that's important, these potions are used in his active skill, and it means that every time you attack with someone else on your team, he is getting a chance to pick up more potions, so his active skill is more potent. It's super good. In addition, at the end of the round, he's going to heal himself by 40% of his max HP. So watch out, Healing Curse could really cripple him here. But apart from that, that's a really solid heal. 40% max HP is massive. That's almost half of his health just back, boom, at the end of the round. Really nice passive healing there. That's going to make him super useful in the Seal Land. Inbuilt healing, amazing, love it. Fantastic. Now, let's talk about this active skill. Basically, he's going to deal 650% of attack damage to 2 random enemies, and then throws out 3 bottles of potion at them. 1 of each. So, those 3 bottles you get for free. One's going to be a shape-shifting potion, one's going to be a poison potion, and one's going to be a frost potion. We'll talk more about those in a sec. In the meantime, he's then going to consume every other potion he's managed to accumulate in that time, which is going to be additional poison and additional shape-shifting that he's managed to pick up, and then he's going to release those effects for each potion he drinks. Shape-shifting has a 100% chance to inflict shape-shifting on 2 random enemies for 3 rounds. That basically dubs them. But unlike Sherlock's dove, which breaks after being hit by 3 attacks, this breaks after being hit by 6 attacks. So it's an improved version of doves. Very nice. If doves weren't bad enough, it just got even better with this guy. So I like to see it. Moving on, we have the Poison Potion, which deals poison to 2 random enemies with 500% of attack damage for 3 rounds. Lovely bit of damage coming out there. If he couldn't get any more damage built into his build, it's right there. So there's more and more and more damage over time getting thrown out. You'll love to see it. And finally, the Frost Potion, which is the one he gets anyway as part of the ability, so he's guaranteed to do this, and that's just going to reduce all enemies' speed by 20. So he is also a speed debuffer. I don't think that speed debuff is going to be good enough for PvP, because it's only coming in at 1238 speed, which means Transcendence heroes are still far and above faster than him. He's also not an assassin, so assassins are definitely going to outspeed him if you're facing a Rogan, but it's going to be huge in things like the Seal Land, where every bit of speed counts. If you can slow down the opponents with this guy, it means that potentially your other heroes are also going to be able to attack before the opponents attack you. You might notice that when you're playing in game modes like Seal Land, you're struggling because of speed, and that is just something huge. I really like to see it, and getting a really fast speed stat of 1238 means he's tied with Ada for speed, which is kind of nutty because Ada is one of the fastest heroes in the game that isn't transcended. In fact, I think she might be the fastest. So we've just got ourselves a new hero that joined the club. It's Holmes Young. Overall, I think he's going to be absolutely incredible. Being able to dove people and deal a ton of poison damage, as well as slow down opponents, means he's going to be really, really useful in the Seal Land. And he's going to be really useful in Tower of Dreams. He's going to be really useful just in many, 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 many game modes. So I love that this guy is super versatile, and we're going to see him on lots of good compositions. I think the fact he's got inbuilt HP and damage reduction means he's going to be great on sustain lineups when used alongside Seahu, which means Seahu is going to be even more viable as we move forward if he wasn't already. And that's just for later game teams that want to focus on the block style of play. Either way, I really like him. I think he's really fun, and I cannot wait to see what he's going to be like Transcended. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button if you want to catch my review of his Transcended form, and also we're going to be doing testing with him throughout the week, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Also, don't forget, as I said, March 1st, 6 p.m, join me at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP for the subathon. It's going to be huge. We have loads of stuff planned. We're going to be doing emergency account reviews, which is an opportunity for people to sign up if your account needs help. I will try bring it to you. We'll select a few people off the pile and take a look at their accounts. And also, guys, we're going to be starting pancake making on stream in my kitchen. That's going to be fun. As I said, it's not just going to be Idle Heroes content. It's just going to be me doing real life things as well, because if I'm going to be streaming for potentially days on end, it means I'm going to have to do my normal life stuff. So I'm going to have to cook food, we can go on walks, we can exercise, all the fun stuff that I do in my life, you will get to see firsthand through Twitch. So it should be very, very fun. But the only way it works is if you guys subscribe to the Twitch channel starting from that date. So make sure you tune in for that. As well, guys, a little thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be playing some different games as well. Elden Ring just came out, so I might give that a try. Also, I've got a Skyrim playthrough set up, which is going to be very, very fun. We're starting that from scratch, freshly modded. It's going to be really cool. Also, we'll take other game suggestions as well. We'll probably play a bit of chess. We'll play a bit of marbles. We're also going to be doing the Idle Heroes Iron Man series, which is going to be fantastic. That's going to be me facing Idle Heroes, but if the defeat screen comes up, I have to alter the heroes who took part in the fight. Kind of like a Nuzlocke. It's going to be very, very difficult. We're also going to be doing some other things where we look at some very, very established hoarder accounts and give them some advice, because we'll have a lot more time on stream to delve deep into them and give them the help they need. Either way, that's a lot of stuff to look forward to. If you want to catch it again, that's going to be at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP. You can find a link for that in the description. Please do join me on Tuesday. It's going to be super fun. I'll see you then. But until next time, happy idling.